CIE Solved papers, paper code 711022 June 2014. Cambridge International Examination, we are discussing topic of books of original entry, special journal or day books. Hajar's account is discussed in this video. Farhan sold goods to Hajar on 1st April. Hajar owed Farhan $2100. It means this is the opening balance in the trade receivable account of this customer. Following transactions occurred in April 2014. April 5, Farhan sold goods on credit to Hajar, list price 2000, less 20% trade discount. We'll be focusing on the discount, we'll be subtracting it from list price, then we'll enter the amount in the account of Hajar. Hajar returned goods purchased on April 5, list price $240. These goods are returned. We'll remember that this is again the list price, 20% discount was involved. We'll subtract the discount amount, then we'll enter this amount in the account of Hajar. Hajar paid the balance of her account at 1st April. That means this balance is paid by Hajar. 2% cash discount is given. It means 2% will be applied on the balance of 1st April. Account of Hajar is required. Balancing is required. Let's look at the Hajar account. Opening balance 2100 will come in the debit side because Hajar is a customer and this is the ledger of Hajar. That means this is the trade receivable ledger of Hajar. 2100 opening balance will come here. Look at the questions. Next transaction. We sold goods to Hajar. Farhan sold goods to Hajar. 2000 was the list price, 20% is the trade discount. 2000 list price, 20% trade discount becomes $400. 2000 minus the discount, it means we sold goods to Hajar for 1600. Look at the next transaction. Hajar returned goods for 240 list price. 240 list price, the goods were sold on 20% discount. It means 48 was the discount which was offered to Hajar on these goods. 48 subtracted by list price, the goods were returned for 192 only. Hajar's account will be credited because these are the goods returned by Hajar. Trade receivable ledger is credited whenever the goods are returned by customer. Look at the next transaction. Hajar paid the balance of her account at 1st April. This amount is paid by Hajar less 2% cash discount. So on 2100 when we apply 2% cash discount, that is only 42. Discount received by Hajar is 42. Amount paid by Hajar is 2058. So Hajar's ledger is credited by the amount for which he paid. No more transactions. Let's close the account. Debit totals subtract credit totals will give you the balance carried down. This is the balance carried down in the ledger of Hajar. Let's put up these lines of rule off for both sides of Hajar's ledger. We had prepared the ledger, we had found the carried down balance. The same carried down balance after ruling off the account will become the brought down balance on May 1. That's how the account of Hajar is prepared. Part B of the question, name the document Farhan will issue on the following dates. When goods are sold, an invoice is issued by Farhan, the seller. When goods are returned, a credit note is issued by Farhan. On April 30th, when a summary of the customer's account is sent to him, we call it statement of account, which is sent by Farhan to Hajar, his customer. State the subdivision of the ledger in which Hajar account would appear. Hajar was the customer. The account will appear in sales ledger. The following balances were extracted from the books of Farhan on 30th April. You are required to prepare a trial balance showing Farhan's capital. We know that asset minus liabilities gives us the capital. Let's put up the balances in the required columns. Liability account balance will come in credit. Asset balance will come in debit. Income balance will come in credit. The increase rule of debit and credit is followed for putting up the balances in debit and credit. Purchases is expense, comes in debit. Inventory is asset, come in debit. Expenses will come in debit. Overdraft is a liability, credit. Non-current assets are debit. Provisions for non-current assets will come in credit. The balancing figure of debit and credit is considered as the capital, and this is how the trial balance of Farhan and company will be completed. That's all about Farhan and Company. Like, share, subscribe.